Guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Cancer's highest good. How is Cancer feeling in this first week of November 2025 with regards to when they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting in? Three cards for how Cancer's feeling, first of all, please. Ooh, stubborn. Stubborn mule, aren't you? The Hanged Man, when it's upright, is someone that's willing to see things from another perspective. He literally turns himself upside down, so he may see things from another point of view. Okay, it's open-mindedness. When it's reversed, it's stubbornness, closed-mindedness, my way or the highway. Or just refusing to see things in another light, you know? So, feeling stubborn at the moment. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, I don't know if finances are an issue at the moment. You know, they are for everyone at some point. The Queen of Pentacles upright is someone who's a solid provider. They've got lots of money coming in, lots of money going out. Okay, they're in the flow when it comes to money, making money and providing gifts, making a nice home. It's that like practical day-to-day 3D reality, you know, getting the bills paid, getting the mortgage paid, running the car, whatever, okay, looking after kids, looking after parents, whatever your responsibilities are. This is someone who's on top of it all, you know, and sometimes that's down to just sets of circumstances. It's not because you're bad at providing, and you've always been bad at providing. It's not that. Okay, it's just sets of circumstances. For some reason, it's harder by yourself, you know, like when you're in a relationship, you get to split the bills, you get to split the mortgage or split the rent, you know, and if one of you finds harder times, the other one there for you, well, that's how it should be. There's a bit of a safety net, isn't there? Or if you can move back in with parents, there's a safety net. But somehow you've got more money going out than coming in. So you're feeling the pinch, I think, at the moment. The lady in purple looks good. She does. She's a queen. I like the artwork. It's cool, isn't it? Oh my god, there's a tower happening. Well, something needs to change, okay? Because there's a stubbornness. There's like a situation where we've got too much money going out. Towers have to fall, okay? We can't stop towers. When it's reversed, we're trying to stop a tower from falling. You're not. So I don't know if you're causing the tower. Towers can be caused by us. Like, for example, if you break up with someone or you tell someone that you're pregnant, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but life's never going to be the same again. So that's why it's a tower moment. Towers can be caused by other people. You know, if someone breaks up with you, or if they announce that they've got this dream job that means by default they're going to be thousands of miles away from you, you know, that's a tower moment. Life's never going to be the same again. A tower can be brought to us, you know, like COVID lockdown or Brexit, or I don't know, things change, like the parameters by which we live our life change because of wider goings on, because of the wider community, the international community, politics, the environment, you know, a natural disaster, something like this. So like towers can be brought to us by external factors, or it can be someone else has caused it, or we've caused it. You know, an employer could say, look, I'm sorry, but I've got to make you redundant. You know, the company's been bought by private investors and the restructuring. That's a tower. Life's not going to be the same again. So life is not going to be the same again. And it looks terrifying. That is not a pretty scene, is it? It's looking pretty like biblical, that, but when a tower falls, what replaces it is something better. So it's not comfortable. This kind of change is major. It's not comfortable. But, you know, in place of this old crumbling thing that's been set alight, what we're going to get in its place is like an ivory diamond encrusted tower. You know, it's going to be beautiful. So this is a collective reading and we're on the sign of Cancer. So if you're a Cancer or you know someone who's a Cancer, it could resonate. Yeah, so a tower could have already fallen or it could fall this week. Let's get 3 cards for the one that's on your mind, or the one that you're currently dealing with, or someone that you're manifesting in the future. Ooh, okay. This person's showing up as the 10 of Cups, so that means that they are together. They may have children. Okay, this is a card of family. 10 of Cups is everyone's happy, everyone's contented, whether that's parents, children, siblings. There's a happy family life here. Everyone's cup of emotion is full. I don't find it tough reading. I find if I talk through the cards, it makes sense. If I talk through what each card means, it makes sense. But I know some people just get cards out and then they just go with like something immediately, and I can't do that. I think I would get it wrong, honestly. I'm gonna talk it through. The love is reversed with the 7 of Swords. Right. The love is, when it's upright, it's the major arcana for Gemini. The lovers are 2 people that are divinely guided towards one another. So in the 5D, before they became humans on planet Earth, they signed a soul contract. Okay, so these are 2, you know, Gemini's the twins. It's 2 people who belong together. They suit each other. It's mutual love. They're destined to be together. When the love is reversed, one person loves and the other person does not. It's unrequited love. Okay, they're not a match. The 7 of Swords is deceit. It generally shows up as lying, cheating, stealing. Oh, thanks, their nails off Temu. Everything's off Temu. They're the best nails I've had, so I've not had to file them and shape them. So why have we got a happy family life, but then under it we've got 2 people that are not meant to be together, and one person is showing up as lying, cheating, stealing, being deceptive somehow. I mean, these days people present that on social media, don't they? And then this is what's going on behind the curtain. I'm sure in your last reading, Cancer, there was someone that was taken that you were frustrated with. I'm sure there was. I'm sure they had like an exit plan. If you want a private reading, it's £18. You can email me. The email's in the channel description. You can private message on Instagram and on TikTok. These are collective readings that are free, but if you want a private reading that you know is just you, and it can be very specific, obviously, with what's going on in that person's life and things that they want to say to you, it's nice. It is nice to get a personal reading, and it'll be this spread and it'll be long. So it's good value for money. £18 for like 45 minutes to an hour. Turnaround times 24 to 48 hours, because I am a full-time high school teacher as well. Generally, if you watch your sign or the sign of your person long term, you'll get the narrative of what's going on. You won't really know too much from just watching 1 week. You would need to like watch regularly, and then you'll be like, okay, I see where this is going, or I see where. That being said, energy can change week on week if circumstances change. You know, wider circumstances or how we feel can change by the hour, to be honest, can't it? So I would never just go off what it says 1 week. But personal readings are nice to like splurge on if it's like once every few months. I wouldn't do it more than that, because you'll get plenty from collective readings. They'll resonate. You got a crush on someone? Yeah. Don't ask ChatGPT. It's an algorithm. You need like the divine, okay? You need like souls to tell you, because they can see the future and they can tell you how people are feeling. ChatGPT is a computer, so let's just leave that one there. It's good for scraping information, like, you know, we use it for planning or like understanding content for a curriculum based off mark schemes and stuff without having to read it all. You can analyse data off like pupils, but I wouldn't use it with anything to do with feelings and emotions unless it's writing poetry or something. It's good for writing poetry. Don't use it to make life decisions. Okay. 5 of Cups reversed. The 5 of Cups upright is, it's loss, regret, grief, sadness. It's it's someone wearing black, like grieving the end of a relationship or a decision that they've made, you know, that's resulted in the ending of a relationship or someone's death. You know, it's grief, but it's reversed. So there's recovery from grief. I wonder if this person got cheated on. I wonder if they were happy. I mean, sometimes you grieve because you just realise something's done and you don't want it to be done, but you kind of recognise that it is. And so then you do grieve, you know, just because you like wanted it to work out doesn't mean you think it's going to. Like sometimes it just fundamentally is not going to work out. Like this is to do with one person realising that the other person isn't in love anymore or was never their true match. And I don't know if they've kept it to themselves or they feel like they've been betrayed, but they're kind of recovering from that. What sign are you? Sorry if you said it higher up. Oh yeah, so you can pay on PayPal or you can ask me for my bank details, because I know in some countries people they literally can't use PayPal, like it's not allowed. No, you don't have to give your date of birth for your reading. I tend to like a name so I can ask the divine to find out about, you and the person that you are thinking of. Like yours and their first name. But obviously it's like strictly confidential. Like it's a link to a reading that no one else can see. Yeah, it'll be pre-recorded. It'll be a link to a video, and people with the link can see it. And you can watch it as many times as you like at your leisure, kind of thing. Because some people say they try to watch them in work and then they keep getting interrupted, and then, or they like to connect it to the TV at home or whatever. Oh, why is it so cold in this room? I thought I turned the radiator back on, and the heating is like literally always on. So why is it cold in here? Check. No, they just haven't got the heating on. Let me go and pop it on. One sec. Okay. Let's get 3 for the outcome. Oh, thanks. That's really nice. Yeah, I appreciate. Like sometimes you can afford it, sometimes you can't. But the collective reading should resonate. So watch your sign and watch the sign of the person that you're crushing on. The 2 of Pentacles, and it's upright. So you see there's like a large boat here, like a Viking ship, and there's a smaller one here. This one's slow and heavy with large firepower. This one's like nimble and fast and light, but it's kind of weak. It's like this figure of 8 here with the ribbons. These pentacles are priorities, and it's like, which one do I prioritize? Which one's going to win in this battle? I mean, look, Cancer, it looks like you're viewing a person. Mind you are showing up as a queen. It could be your family life is crumbling down because this person realizes that they're not in love, or they recognize that you're not in love with them. But there's a Tower moment. If you're not in a family situation, because there's definitely children involved here, it's a family life, or 2 people living together, but I would say children as well. If that's not your story, then you're involved with someone who already has a family and lives with that family, and they've fallen for you, basically. The Queen of Cups upright. This is someone who's patient, has a lot of compassion, forgiveness, understanding. That is an absolute queen. Look at that panther. Yeah, this person very like heart chakra is very like healthy. It's someone who's healed, it's someone who's patient, forgiving, understanding, nurturing. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, water energy. That's in the outcome. The Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups can be self-love or it can be being in love. The cup runneth over. You know, it's completely overflowing. It's abundant. It's plentiful. You know, water cleanses us. It purifies us. It heals us, regenerates us. It's our complete life force, you know. So this cup is overflowing. So that can be healing, like self-love, or it can be falling in love. Oh, right. I've got to decide what's going on here. There's a tower happening in your life. I wonder if this person cheated on you and they're leaving you, or you cheated on them and you're leaving them. We've not got the Eight of Cups. We've not got the Three of Swords. Those are usually the cards that I would expect, but we have got the Lovers reversed, and the Seven of Swords is deception, betrayal. But I can't work out. They were happy, they had the Ten of Cups, and then there's a sense of grief. So do they regret their actions? Do they regret what they did? Maybe that's what that's about with the Five of Cups. You're stubborn. You know, this is putting you through financial hardship. The tower's falling. Life's never going to be the same again. And then there's this like battle, like which is going to win. This choice has to be made. And then there's like, I think this is self-care, because honestly, that looks like two people that were not meant for each other. So I wouldn't say that it's being in love, because why would you feel like that as well after someone's betrayed you? I think this is healing, because that's what the Queen of Cups represents. And then this Ace of Cups is self-love, self-care. I think this is a story of, you know, shocking deception and then recovery from that. If it's not, then it's not, and you're causing a tower because you've fallen for this person and they've cheated on their own family. But I kind of like feel like it's more the first story. Let's get a no contact message from them. Tears. When I think about you, I cry. Oh my God. They regret what they did. They break up like a happy family life. What is it that they love about you? I am fropping freezing. This room's like a fridge. I know how strong you are, yet I feel so protective over you. They love, oh, that's Cancer the crab, isn't it? That's you, because you are very strong, you're very strategic, you stay out of trouble, you know, you read the signs, you move sideways, you got your protective shell, but inside you're quite soft, really. The story of Cancer the crab in astrology is that the crab leaps onto Orion's foot, because Orion is like a philanderer, and he turns his attentions to like these maidens that he shouldn't, and you know, he doesn't mean well. Orion is not a good guy. So Cancer the crab tries to defend, you know, by bravely grabbing onto Orion's foot, and he kicks the crab into the sky. So you know, hard on the outside, soft on the inside. This person knows this about you. You know what's hard is like when you've like had a really committed relationship with someone for at least a few years, like 2 years, 3 years or more, you know each other's like strengths and weaknesses, and you could hurt each other in the worst possible way if you wanted to. You know, it's like there's no like hiding behind anything, is there? Like this person knows your secrets, they know you inside out, they know like what your biggest fears are, they know like if you've had an imperfect childhood, or do you know what I mean? They know you like warts and all. I've got thousands of cards. I've got thousands of cards. I'll never stop collecting them though, because I love them. I love the different illustrations. I think the artwork is very important in like helping you to decipher what they mean, and each one gives you a slightly different interpretation. It's like in that sense you can never stop learning, you know. They're like different parts of a scripture for me. And then the oracle messages are just beautiful and like really heal and help you to see things and shift your perspective. Like they're the best part of it. I don't understand anyone that does readings without oracle messages or clarification. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me, that. I think some people just leave you more questions than answers, and it's not really good enough. Like, buy some bloody decks. Let's get messages from them. I'm in a dark place. Spirit is sending me light. Okay, maybe that's them trying to heal and recover and like forgive themselves after their betrayal. I'm sure there's mutual healing going on, isn't there? So why did they leave? Like, why did they cheat? Why did they feel that it wasn't mutual love? Like, what's the clarification that we can get on this person's like family life? Closed off, not emotionally available, distracted, hurt in the past. Okay, so they felt like emotional distance. Someone's not emotionally available, distracted, hurt in the past. Yeah, there was some sort of like distance, some sort of emotional distance between, if you know, if this is you and them, between the two of you, or within their family life, if you're not a part of this family picture and you're like the other man, the other woman. They felt shut out emotionally from their person, whoever that is. Storms of love, conflict as an opportunity for growth and change. Oh my god, maybe you've got like clairsenses. So you had a dream that something was going to happen and then it happened. That's clairsenses, that. It's a premonition. You should read this book, you know. It's by Kevin Hunter. Let me just grab it. This is a second copy because I gave my other one to a friend. But it's The Four Psychic Clairsenses by Kevin Hunter. And there's clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and clairsentience. And all people have these psychic abilities. Most people have like 2 of them. But when you read about them, you'll recognise it. Most people just don't know. They put it down to like, it's just like a bit of a phenomena or whatever. Like when you're thinking about someone, they suddenly text you, but you've connected with them like psychically. And then it tells you about all the chakras and the angels that are connected to each chakra, so you can ask for help from the angels related to your situation. It's really good and it's easy reading. It's not like dry or anything. It's dead cheap on Amazon. It's really good. I read it on holiday and then I had like, I'd say it was an ascension, like a visualization where my third eye is. I was going to sleep and I just had my eyes closed and there was like purple shapes, but like a kaleidoscope, but not really, like in front of me. Like I had my retinas, like my eyes closed, like my eyelids closed, but yeah, it's like that perfect colour purple, like shapes moving. Not geometric shapes, it wasn't so neat, it was more like just different kinds of light. It was really cool. It wasn't frightening, it was just like really enjoyable. And it was after reading that book. Because I think the more you read about stuff, the more you understand it. And therefore you can kind of like recognise it or invoke it, harness it or whatever. It was dead cool. We're in the middle of clarifying, aren't we? Sorry guys to get distracted. So this person's previous or connection with you, whoever's in this family life that we're looking at, recording, announcing, expressing, revealing truth. Yeah, there's something to do with secrets. And, you know, when people feel emotionally disconnected from their person, it's usually because they're physically disconnected, as in like not sleeping together anymore. Or someone, you know, runs away and doesn't talk to the person when they're stressed, so that creates distance. There's different ways that we create distance, isn't there? And that's why people do cheat, or sometimes we just realise it's not our person, you know, or we feel that they don't love us the same. And we think, well, yeah, it wasn't meant to be, like I misunderstood, you know, like I made a mistake, I married wrong or something. Avoidance, in hiding, feeling guilty, no communication. Inferno, change, job loss, everything crumbling. Desire, self-pleasure, sexual thoughts, intense feelings, thinking of you, crying, nostalgia, missing you. So you've got tears and crying. Again, it just makes me feel like this was your relationship. Like, when you can't connect with your person, when they're not interested in making love to you, you feel so alone, you feel so disconnected, you've got all these desires and there's nowhere to express it, or like, you know, I know people can't force sexual desire and libido, and I don't know what the answer is to that, because it is honestly like preventing your person from connecting emotionally with you and feeling together. And that's not to guilt anyone, but it doesn't come out of nowhere when people cheat. That just doesn't happen by itself. I don't know what the answer is, if it's like hormone therapy or like trying to see that person in an attractive light again. I do know that like what's going on in people's wider life like affects their libido and stuff, and I know that doesn't last forever necessarily, but some people expect their person to just never have sex anymore, like never again, just shake hands or like kiss on the cheek, and it's not okay. Like that does a lot of damage to people's like sense of self, their like how they view like their attractiveness, and like whether they feel alone from within inside a connection. If they start to be suspicious that you're seeing someone else because they can't understand, do you know what I mean? Like what changed, or like they want to come together if there's a problem, they want to solve it together. It's very difficult. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer. It's unfortunately an issue in a lot of marriages and relationships. But this person regrets stepping outside of the relationship because they have so many feelings of nostalgia, so many memories made of this happy family life. They're trying to heal because they're really going through a dark period, and they know that it's caused a tower in your life. They know that. I found tarot because it was lockdown and I relocated because of Brexit and because of COVID. Me and my person couldn't decide if we were both going to move to the UK or both stay in Italy. And then so in the end, we were forced to make a decision. And he said he's going to stay in Italy, and I said I'm going back to the UK. So we broke up. So I lost the love of my life. I lost my home, my job, which I loved. To be honest, the job had changed, but it made me very happy for years, and so did the relationship. And oh, we were in love when we split up. So tarot found me, and I'm being honest, like I was scrolling on YouTube and it came up, and I watched it and I was like, what's this? And I've never looked back. I did go down a little bit of a rabbit hole of watching every channel and getting hella confused. And back then, 5 years ago, there was a lot of like scam channels as well, where they're like, oh, I see you're going to come into £90,000 next week. They seem to have got rid of all that and cleaned up the spiritual plate, the platform of YouTube. They seem to have got rid of a lot of like scammers and stuff like that. But the more I watch tarot, the more it helps me to make sense of things. And I'm somebody that likes to understand why. Why has this happened? Why have I had a connection that's so good and lost it? Why don't I get to be with this person? Why didn't they want me back? Why can we not be together? You know, like sometimes you're just left wondering why. And you want to make sense of even the most crazy connections. Like, why did I get sent a karmic? Why did I, you know, keep going when there was red flags? Like, it's self-betterment, self-improvement, and you get lots of messages of kindness and support. And then I love the artwork and everything. I just fell in love with it. It really helped me emotionally because it was like every area of my life was like dark, like dark. I think when you're like in your 20s, you like to think that a soulmate is, someone that you've fallen in love with. But I've learned that falling in love is not enough. The circumstances have to favour you and you have to want the same thing. You need to be growing together. If ultimately there's something that's gonna, it's almost like the reasons that we fell in love were the fact that we were from different countries and we loved exploring that. But then it was also the reason that we eventually like had to make a choice and move apart again. And so that was really sad. And that doesn't happen with everyone. Some people just say, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to like follow this person. And it needs one of you to just fully like or you both end up having a few years in that country and a few years in that country. Like I know people that do that, but it's yeah. I don't know. Life is a big question mark, full of tiny little question marks, isn't it? It helps me to understand because otherwise I sit and contemplate on all this stuff by myself and then I make myself insane and drained. So like this is a really good way for me to be with my people who also sit and think about this stuff and I get to say it out loud and like heal while I'm doing it as well. Which is why I really resent people calling me the devil. Because I'm anything but. I'm anything but. So yeah, sorry to get diverted, cancer, but like this is really, yeah, it's an opportunity to just share with you how I got into tarot and like I'm sure with you guys it's pretty much the same. Social media is like full of toxic positivity, isn't it? And like I've just done this and we've just got that and isn't everything great? Posting perfect family pictures, well, we just got the keys to our first house, or like it's toxically positive. Like I'm happy for people, but let's be honest, a lot of people posted that 2020 was going to be the best year yet, and it wasn't that for anybody. A lot of people's lives were like this in 2020. So I like tarot because I'm not forced to be happy or only to tell a positive version of my life. I can get support. I can say what's really going on with me. And I can do it with strangers who are all over the world. So, how many souls am I connecting with there that where people are going through similar things to me? Because you can't always find that in your immediate environment. Sometimes you can. And you haven't got to choose. You can have it all. Do you know what I mean? You connect with people near and far. So that's why I like tarot, because you get to be authentically miserable or authentically healing, authentically angry. You don't have to pretend that everything's great, but you get to celebrate when things are going good as well. Like sometimes your readings will tell you that you're going to get a really good, new partnership in work. So it's not all about like just having a shit time, but you're allowed to say what's going on when it's happening and not just present here's us like looking perfect, looking picture perfect, because that's what you get on Facebook and that's what you get on Instagram and that's what you get on Fill the Gap. Oh, I think is it starting to warm up? Yes, the radiators are on. Thank God for that. Okay, let's continue. That's Broken Mirror to see what onto the unspoken truth. If you're questioning it, you already know the answer. Ooh. There are no real secrets in this world. I just literally went ooh and ah. I'm afraid to get close and terrified to lose you. Ooh. Oh, that's messy. That's really messy, isn't it? There are no real secrets in this world, and it looks like there was cheating, suggests that the other person knew. Okay, that's often the case. Like, we notice a shift in someone's behaviours, their routines, they start taking longer to get home, you know, making excuses to stay out with friends. They're late for stuff sometimes, they're working extra late. You notice, like, them moving their hand away from you or turning away when you go to kiss them. Oh, God, it's painful, isn't it? It's just, you could think you're really good at hiding something, but it's that kind of like non-verbal communication that kind of speaks volumes a lot of the time. I'm afraid to get close and terrified to lose you. Oh, I mean, look, with everything that's here, and there's a lot, should it really be that hard? Like, I don't know. It just seems like it became really hard work. Sometimes people don't cheat, sometimes people feel like, you know, they're emotionally cheating because they're bitching about the marriage or they're bitching about the relationship. Sometimes they're pleasuring themselves, they're not cheating, but that can leave you feeling really empty because it's like, I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to connect with myself. I should be connecting with my person. Do you know what I mean? Frustration, anger, resentment, depression. You go through a whole host of emotions by yourself, and it's just this horrible like pit. And only one is your person to desire you or like want to be close with you, make love to you. Oh. Love sucks in a lot of ways, it really does. If you're single at the moment and you're like, well, this doesn't resonate whatsoever, kind of be glad. This is like heavy. I always think like, sometimes you hanker after being in relationships and stuff, but this is what you could end up with, is like the heaviness of all this, and like doesn't always work out. So maybe boredom is better. At least for periods, and then you're like, nah, I really want spring though. Oh, I think they brought you the tower. I need to get you advice. See, they're thinking about you, but I don't see like them coming towards you. And I don't see you going towards them. If I thought there was going to be communication, I'd see the Eight of Wands, or I'd see the Knight of Swords, like an urgent message that can't wait. Or an Ace of Swords, like major confession, truth, or Page of Wands, like, or Page of Swords, like curiosity, spying. There's nothing like that. It's like something's done and it's a huge loss, like it's like this big boom that's just gone off, and I don't know if there's been any time yet, or it's just like the initial shock is just, it looks like there has been grieving and there is some sort of healing going on, so maybe it has been a bit. wait for a better offer. Your advice is to not accept this person if they try to. You cry and say, like, I want you back, or I just want us to go back how we were. Can it ever really go back to how it was? Those problems were there, weren't they? So this is what happened. And that's why we all feel sad. We can't really go back. Sometimes it's better to, like, start something new with someone new, you know, like, that's in the bank, you've got those memories, you've got kids now, you've got, you know what I mean, you'll always be connected. But to forgive and then start a new story, that's in the bank. It doesn't mean you have to erase it or pretend it never happened. Because I used to be like that. I used to be someone that would say, well, that was all a monumental waste of time. You know, like, I'd be so angry and I'd be so resentful, and I'd just be like, well, it's like it never happened. And, you know, it definitely isn't that, is it, when you've got kids together, or even if you've just really got fantastic memories, at some point you'll be able to look back at the good times and feel good, and it won't hurt anymore. At some point. Takes a lot of time. Oh, thank you. Am I willing? You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forwards with courage. Today's soul action: be brave. Follow your heart's compass and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra: it's possible. I love that. A lot of the time, I reminisce about the past, you know, and even when I feel angry or resentful, I just want that person back. And I find it really, really difficult to heal my heart afterwards. I do take it as a flaw because it means I'm reliving trauma, I'm reliving heartbreak over and over and over again. But I do eventually get better, and as you have new experiences, it replaces old ones. Maybe until you have something as significant, you know, like if you're with someone for 3 years, you're gutted at the breakup, you're devastated for a couple of years, and then you meet someone and you're together for 5 years, it surpasses what you experienced. I'm not saying that length of time replaces anything, but it's just an example. You kind of, until you have a connection as significant, you're going to look back at the last one. So we naturally look back, because if we look forwards, there's a nothingness, like we don't know what that's going to look like. So we tend to look back and hanker after what we had. But it's time to look forwards, okay? Even if we can't see what's in place, try to have fun thinking about it, or at least focus on stuff that you weren't happy with, so you can get more of a balanced remember things in a more balanced way, not such a rose-tinted way, okay? Because there will have been things that really irked you about that person and the way that they problem solve, or if they avoid, or if they, you know, try and look at things in a balanced way. No one's perfect. No one's perfect, okay? If it was perfect, you'd still be together. Can you imagine if this person came back because they were feeling sad and they were looking back and it was more comfortable to sort of grab onto the safety blanket of wanting back what they had, and then you got back with them and then they were like, no, I do want to leave this. Oh my God. Like, I've done that to people, and it's generally because I didn't want to be alone. This person needs to heal and be independent, and they need to learn from what they did, accept what they did, and make a new book for themselves. You need to make a new book for yourself, okay? Puff in partnership. Accept yourself and your colourful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer, Cancer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. You get through stuff, with support, with company, with time. You haven't got to do life alone. Swan and Grace. You who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. See, that's like, it's like in stillness, isn't it? And like reflection, dealing with things with grace, like not airing your dirty laundry, not being dramatic, not trying to skew things in a way that suits our own narrative that we're trying to push. Don't villainize people and don't stay like with grudges. Just accept that perhaps this has come to an end, and we don't have to act like it never happened. We don't have to make everything drama. Obviously, you're allowed to feel upset. Obviously, you're allowed to isolate and have downtime and alone time, but you'll get through this with support and you'll be able to move through this in a dignified manner. And people, I'm telling you now, people will be queuing up. Whether you're a man or a woman, they'll be queuing up to date you because you'll have value. And people think they're going to be alone forever or no one's going to be interested in them. And a lot of the time, they're too distracted with the past to focus on anyone new. But just you wait and see who's ready, who's been waiting in the wings to date you, who's been wanting to come forwards for years. Honestly, they all come out the woodworks. Fox and Clever. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Ooh. Let's get a time in for new love. When will Cancer meet someone new, please? Within a month. Very soon. Distract yourself from the waiting game. Guys, you're going to meet someone really soon, like much sooner than you realise. I don't think I've done these, have I? Cultivate stillness. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something? Oh, these. This is Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. I love this. Ooh. Bonfire. It's very fitting because we've got Guy Fawkes Night in the UK coming up soon. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. Ooh, you're going to go through an ascension. Okay, it's going to be a good thing, even though it's terrifying and change isn't comfortable. It's going to be a good thing. Cow. 5 is the number of change. May the embrace. 2 is number of choices as well. Sorry, cow. May the embrace of all that is nurturing you awaken in all that you are becoming. I love these, you know. I absolutely love these. It's Seasons of the Witch, Beltane Oracle. Right, last and final thing for you guys is Celestial Realms. The Cosmic Gateway. Step through the gateway of infinite possibilities. Your dreams are aligning with the universe. That is so cool. You know, it's easy when it feels like, and it is, a situation where we're going through major transformation and it's uncomfortable, it's messy, it's painful, it's upsetting, it involves grief, regret, sadness, you know, so much shadow work. But you're stepping through a kind of gateway into your future. Okay, this is not the end of your story. It is not over. And let me tell you, I've achieved so many things since that lowest point in my life where I thought everything was done. And I've been in that situation a few times. So I'm not afraid. You know, I still get down. I still have to be comforted by friends and family. But you go on and you achieve and you find determination and you find focus and you create goals and you go for them and you have really happy times and you have things that you plan and anticipate and you have things that you never expected to happen. This is life. This is finding your way. Okay, that's what life is all about, is find your way, re-find your way, re-find your way, re-find your way. It's a GPS reroute. But you haven't got to, you know, certain things are in the bank. You haven't got to pretend that never happened. It might help to do that for a little bit, for a while. But as you get older, you realise that you don't have to keep wiping everything clean. It's okay to have memories, memorabilia. After a while, some stuff you want to let go, some stuff you keep hold of, but you might feel like, you know, you're starting over and over and over, but you'll know more and more about yourself and you'll get more and more confident that you are just fine and everything good is within you, you know, so just remember that. Okay, if you like this reading, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel, hype the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. If you want a private reading, it's £18. You can direct message on TikTok, on Instagram, and you can email me if you prefer. That's in the channel description. Payment is by PayPal, or you can ask me for my bank details and deposit money that way. It'll be pre-recorded. It's a link to a video on YouTube that only you can view, and you can watch it as many times as you want. Hook it up to the TV, do whatever. Watch it at your leisure. The next 4 signs will be done tomorrow, and the final 4 signs will be done on Monday. Okay. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening or your daytime, wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next one.